The Stillwater Planning Commission meeting of August 16th will now come to order. Let's see. The process this evening will be to call for items on the agenda. The commission will hear briefly from staff first, then the applicant and/or their representative. Then we will open the public hearing and hear from those in favor and/or those in opposition of the request. When you come to the podium, please clearly state your name and address for the record. And then before closing the public hearing, both staff, the applicant, and/or their representative will have an opportunity to respond to questions and provide additional information. After all interested parties have spoken, the public hearing will be closed, and then we will hear closing remarks and alternatives from staff. With that, the first item on the agenda this evening is a map amendment. It's MA 22-10, and we will hear from staff.
All right. Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Jacqueline Porter, the City Planner, presenting tonight on behalf of the planning staff. The item tonight is a map amendment located at 1407 and 1809 East Burris and 5920 North Jardeau, a rezoning from agriculture to large lot single family. Here's an area map of the subject properties. These properties are located in the northeast portion of town at the intersection of Jardeau and Burris. Here's an area map of the subject property. The city limits boundary is adjacent to the north and the east of the property and to the south, all around it, except for to the west. There is nothing to the west but agriculture. The canyons is, however, at the next section line, as you can see. Here's a street view looking west from North Jardeau. The property is undeveloped and been used as agriculture land uses. The subject properties are currently zoned agriculture, with agriculture located to the west. The surrounding uses outside as well of the city limits is agriculture use. This slide contains images of the future land use map of the 2030 comprehensive plan. Future land use maps are used to forecast desired uses in the community at the time of the adoption of the comprehensive plan. As you can see, the subject property is proposed to be industrial, with similar use located around the property except to the west as high-density residential. There's currently no city infrastructure available, and CRC is the electric provider. Stephen Gose with Gose & Associates is here on behalf of the applicant. Are there any questions for staff?
No questions for staff.
Okay.
Thanks. At this time, we'd like to ask the applicant or their representative to come forward and please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Commissioners. Stephen Gose with Gose & Associates, 113 East 8th Avenue here in Stillwater. Here on behalf of our client, seeking a map amendment. As Jackie covered everything, there will be a preliminary plat that follows this. Once this passes muster, we've got a preliminary plat in the process and working through a few comments on that. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Just a quick one. Mount Stillwater is just east of this area, right?
To the north.
To the north.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it, about a mile-ish or 2 miles? I'm not looking for exact.
It's like a half mile,
Oh, a half
of a mile. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank
And
you.
what they're proposing here is a larger lot, like three acres and up. So,
Right. Okay.
all right. Anything else?
No?
Thank
other
you.
questions? Thanks. At this time, we would ask if there's anyone else in the audience this evening that would like to speak in favor of this item. If you would come forward, state your name and address for the record. Seeing none, is there anyone in the audience this evening that would like to speak in opposition of this item? Seeing none, we will ask staff to please come back to the podium and present us with the findings and alternatives.
All right, the findings. The Land Development Code allows for rezoning of the land via map amendment. The comprehensive plan calls for industrial use in this area. Alternatives. Accept findings and recommend that the City Council approves the proposed map amendment as presented. find the map amendment is not an appropriate use for the property based upon the impacts to the surrounding vicinities, and do not recommend that the city council approves the map amendment, find that additional information or discussion is needed prior to making a recommendation, and table the request to a certain date.
All right, thank you. Commissioners, any discussion? I will say, looking at the comprehensive plan as stated, this area was projected quite some time in the past as being potentially industrial, but what we've seen happen in the area is that really hasn't developed in that manner. We've got a lot more residential that's developed along this corridor, so it seems very natural for this parcel where it's located and what's transpired for it to move to residential would be my assessment.
I would agree with you.
Anyone thinking about a motion?
I move that we accept the findings and recommendation by the planning staff and have the city council approve the proposed map amendment.
Second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve the map amendment. We'll now vote. And the motion passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is meeting minutes. We have the regular meeting summary from July 12th. I believe we could do these all at once if we were not looking to do any corrections, but I believe staff noted there was one correction to be made.
I would recommend
Individual?
and
Okay.
also sometimes people weren't here.
Gotcha. Okay.
I found it easier in the long run.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll do them one by one. So the minutes from July the 12th, I believe there was one minor correction. The header on the second and third pages listed May 17th date, and staff has made the correction that it will reflect the July 12th date on the header. Are there any other corrections to be made for the July 12th minutes?
No.
Do I hear a motion to approve the July 12th minutes?
I move we approve the July 12th minutes.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve July 12th minutes. We shall now vote. Motion passes 3-0. The July 12th minutes are approved as amended. The next item is the minutes for July the 19th. So we could also accept the minutes, as we only have a quorum. We only have 3 here, and I know one of us was not here on that date. So do I hear a motion to accept the minutes as submitted?
I so move.
Second.
A motion and a second to accept the minutes of July 19th. We shall now vote. So we have 2-1. We'll have to table that to a date certain. I would ask for a motion to table that to our next meeting, which is, I'm looking for the date. I think it's the 13th, September 13th. So chair moves to table the July 19th minutes to September 13th.
I can second that.
We have a motion and a second to table. We shall now vote. That motion passes. The minutes are tabled until the September 13th date. The next item is to approve the minutes from, how many pieces of paper? August 2nd. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes from August 2nd?
Move to approve the minutes of August the 2nd without objection.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the August 2nd minutes. We shall now vote. That motion passes 3-0. Those are approved. Okay. Next item on the agenda would be miscellaneous items from staff, planning commissioners, or the city attorney for discussion and possible action. The one item we do have listed is that the next planning commission meeting will be September 13th. And the last item on the agenda is adjournment. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Without objection, move to adjourn.
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn. And that passes 3-0. We are now adjourned.